All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Welcome, everybody, to the 2025 Southwest Open Women's Singles Championship match from the Goodwoods Lawn Bowling Club. I think if you were going to put some ducats down and say, who is it that's going to be in the final? I think the two favorites would be Ann Nunes and Julia Gallo. And lo and behold, we have Ann Nunes versus Julia Gallo in the championship match here. So this is going to be a real treat today. My thanks to Steve Normontes on the camera, Gary Barnes, our producer and setup. And this is Scott Roberts in the booth. And as an extra special treat for you to cover this final, which I wish, I know she wished she made it to the championship flight and then got a little unlucky today, but I was hoping she wasn't going to be here because of that reason. But she's here anyways. National Umpire in Chief for Bowls USA, Melanie Visner. Hello, Mel.
Hi, Scott. Thanks for the introduction.
Tough match you had earlier playing against Janice.
Boy, did she find her line and weight or what?
Yeah, she was playing really well.
Yeah.
Also have Julie Buchanan doing the marking for this match. And this should be a good one. This should be a treat. I think not only will the winner be the obviously get the singles title, but I'm fairly confident they'll end up being bowler of the tournament for the Southwest Open because they were 1-2 in the pairs as well. So that should be enough to do it.
Yeah, pretty hard to overcome the singles champion anyway for bowler of the tournament, although it is doable.
Yeah. And a big thank you to Aero Bowls USA. Aero Bowls, same line every time. Thank you for your sponsorship for all of our live streaming this week. This is our last event for the week. But really appreciate them sponsoring us, giving us a little money, giving us this nice tent and cover to make us look nice and professional and keep the elements, keep us out of the elements. So again, another big thank you to Aero Bowls. Same line every time. Thank you, Aero Bowls. And thank you all for watching and listening. If you haven't done so already, drop us a like and then subscribe if you haven't already. That way you can get notified for when we go live again. It also helps us out with the channel to be able to show our viewership of how many people to make us even more attractive for sponsors so that we can keep trying to upgrade our equipment and keep trying to make things better and better. So very much appreciated. If you're enjoying the coverage, it only take a couple seconds to give us a like and a subscribe, and it costs you absolutely nothing. And I assure you, we will not sell you anything. So the ladies are just finishing up. They're just starting their second trial in. I think I know Ann Nunes lost one match yesterday. I wonder who that was to. I'm trying to remember who it is that beat her 14-13.
First time ever.
Oh, that's right. It was Melanie Visner.
That would be 20 years, almost 20 years of bowling in the Southwest Division. Finally did that, and she was so gracious during that game, which is typical for Ann. She's absolutely a wonderful competitor, and I think it was really nice of her to let me win that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she did not let you win. And Julia lost her first match to Misan Chan, 14-11. That was her only loss yesterday. And we saw Misan in the first game today. You can see a lot of potential with her. She's very, very new. So it's a pretty good feather in her cap to have a win over the current national champion. But that's what we have. Julie Gallo, the current U.S. national singles champion, and Ann Nunes, the former national champion and former world champion.
Yeah.
So this is, like I said, this is two excellent singles players. They've got every shot in the bag.
That's for sure.
This is going to be a real treat to watch.
And for any of you who watched the most recent match that was telecast with those beautiful pink, red, and orange bowls going down the green, those are my arrow grooves. And they don't make that color combination anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they do have 65, over 65 colors, but not that one.
Not that one. That was a special edition.
So they have limited editions, kind of like Beanie Babies used to be.
Apparently.
And they rotate them in and out.
They take a little bit of a wide turn on this green. I'll tell you, I was aiming at the center marker of the green of the rink next to me, just to give you a feel for it.
So what size do you have, Mel? Because I know they have those half sizes. I just don't know if I know. I know they have them available, but most people that I know are established and they're a 3 or they're a 4 or whatever. But I just don't know of anybody who has the half size. What about you?
I use a size 4, but I do have that scoop uh, tread on it, and which is supposed to make it a little closer to a 3.5.
Hmm.
But it's a pretty big bowl. And I will remind folks, big bowls, very nice, but little bowls go through little holes.
All right. Obviously, Julie and Ann know each other very well, both Team USA players also, and they played together at the U.S. Open rinks and won that championship together. Ann was skipping. I believe Julia was the 2 for that team. Oh, all right. We're about ready to get underway. Ann will be setting the mat.
Anne is wearing the U.S. Open shirt from last year, held in Sun Cities in Arizona.
And I think Julia's got the England team shirt that she acquired, I believe, in a trade. Or she just, they were available for purchase, but that's what she's wearing. All right. And we'll be off in a second. And kind of medium long. And practices here regularly as well. I think Julia does too, frankly.
Well, that explains things.
All right, we're off.
Of course, perfect start.
Yep. Expect a steady dose of this today.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, position A minus at worst, about a 1.5 feet behind. Yeah, a little short there, but and probably doesn't want to do anything different. Just same again. There's no reason to change this. Yeah, another bull in the head. Might be a. Let's see what Julia does. Yeah, she's gonna switch over to backhand here, see if she can get around her own bull, come to the shot bull. She switches early so she can make an adjustment if need be. Main thing is she wants to be down to the head all the way. Not far away here. Pretty good effort. Yeah. Anne's decided to stick with it. I could see a case for her switching hands, but she's going to stick with this hand she's played twice. Yeah, and you can see it. I think she was a little worried about hitting the jack back, and took a little too much weight off. She didn't really need to take any weight off, but I think that was in the back of her mind. Julie just needs the smallest of corrections on the line. Her weight was really good. I think she's overcorrected here, I think.
She has.
Yeah, I just took some weight off. Didn't really need to take weight off. Again, thanks to The Goodwins had quite a few markers here, and then we've got some players that have lost their last game, like Julie Buchanan, and are offering to mark now. So thanks, Julie. Now Ann is switching now, just to come to the pile of two bulls there. I think she was worried about flicking the jack to that back gray one. Yeah, just a little short again.
Yeah.
Julie's going to try that same path again. Third time's the charm. Just float it around those and come between the jack and the bulls, or even hitting that solid square inside half of the shot bowl would be good for her. She's not far away here. Just a little heavy and not quite. Oh, I tried to rub back. I don't think it made it though. Pretty sure it's one for Ann.
Yeah.
Julie's going to make her measure. I just wasn't sure with the angle whether she was able to get it to ride past that bull. This measure brought to you by Arrow Bowls USA. Arrow Bowls, same line every time. And it is one for Ann. See, I could see it from here.
I love that segue, Scott. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, it's usually what they're doing. Stuff's always sponsored, and what fits into our sport here is measures and visits to the head.
Right.
Again, another thing, these players, both of them, it's not their first rodeo, so they're going to play on the faster side. They both like to get in a rhythm, stay in a rhythm. They know what the score is. Both very intelligent ladies as well.
We would have a aerospace engineer
And a software engineer.
and a software engineer. Mm-hmm. And being with the aerospace and Julia with the software.
All right, hands first.
There's something to be said that Anne might understand X and Y on a graph.
That's going to be short. And I saw this a couple times happen in your match, Mel, where you were playing this hand this way on
Yeah.
forehand and coming. It seemed like it was really coming across, like it coming like short and like it was very. It looked like you were having to play be firm with it, like you couldn't mess around. You know, it just seemed like it was really hooking.
Yes, it definitely hooking. And yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
better road, but still kind of short. Julia's. I wonder if she's going to switch over. Nope, she's going to stick with it. Probably. I could see her coming either way. It almost looks like it's right in her road, but I'm guessing she'll be around again because of the big hook, but that might be right in her line. Yep, it was.
Yeah.
Still might have worked all the way around for shot, though.
Yeah, I can't tell from here. Can you, Scott?
If I had to guess, I'd say Julia's got it, but again, we've been wrong before with the angles with the cameras. Anne's not even worried about it. She's just gonna keep playing that hand and try and make the adjustments, slip underneath the gray. She's not far away. This looks really good. Is it gonna stop? Just drifting by. There's a case to be made for. Oh no, Julie's gonna ask, so we'll find out in a second what Julie thinks.
Usually the wing bowl.
Yep.
A longtime bowler, wonderful person out of the Northeast Division, Lois Saladin. Unfortunately, she's not with us anymore. She said 95% of the time the wing bowl has it.
Interesting. Now here, and then Julia's like playing the opposite hand from what I think both these ladies play the opposite of what I would think. I would think Anne would have been trying to use her own bulls, and Julia should be trying to avoid them. But she might have squeaked that one in. And it's kind of prevented Anne now from coming that way. Now she's kind of going to go that way again with the draw here.
My sidekick here, Joan Robbins, also a member of Team USA, says that Julia's folding. We're going to see how good her vision is.
All right, here comes Anne. I think it's a little heavy there, just around. Oh, it fell back the right way. I don't know if it made it. Julia's getting a close look. And with the look, I'm not looking. I'm not allowed to look, but I'm just going to walk over here and maybe my head's in this direction.
All right, sticking with her forehand.
And Julia probably wants to make sure she stays high. Doesn't want to come across the head here. Don't want to be heavy and narrow and knock that jack right back to Anne's. Especially on a big hooking hand.
Not even getting close.
Yeah,
She
pretty
must have the
safe there.
shot. Yeah.
Anne's giving it to Julia, so no shutout. Didn't think there would be. 1-1 after 2. And they are sticking to playing to 18 points.
Yes.
Sometimes we have play a little bit extra for the championship match, which we've done for the fours and the pairs, but not for the singles. Everything's to 18 points today. See if Julie does anything different with the mat. It looks like she's taken out a bit. Julie just got back from Scotland.
Yeah.
Where she played in the World Indoor Championship, representing Team USA. Hopefully that was a good experience for her. She's getting lots of experience going internationally through her merits. And she's gone a couple times now for the PBA, which you have to qualify for. She's going to get a chance to go to Champion of Champions for winning international singles, and then also was selected to go to Scotland this year. And a little short there.
I remember a few of my bowls having that same result. There we go.
Anne's
Nice bowl.
Anne's first bowl has been a lot more consistent so far early. And it's really been the difference in the game. Just early on in the first couple ends, you're kind of getting the feel for the green, but then after that, it's like whoever's had the great first bowl has been the one that's been taking the match. That's usually how it works. Slight overcorrection again from Julia. You can see the jack right between the two bowls. And probably is not worried about the weight here. Wouldn't shock me if she added another couple feet. She really wants to make sure it gets around this gray one here. She's done that.
Oh,
And
what a nice
Nunes.
bowl.
Great
Beautiful.
shot. So yeah, Julia's going to try the same hand.
Touch her.
or switch.
Just switch it,
Yeah,
doesn't she?
it's like the same thing, just trying to do the Goldilocks. Danger's that front ball of hers in front. She's got to slip it clean. Same path that Ann just took.
Nice.
Pretty good effort. Oh, it stays up. Hard to say.
Nope.
And still holding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ann's got no reason to change. She was around that bull and finished narrow. So, if anything, I could see her adding a little grass here, trying to finish on the outside of the jack. You can see how much more she added there. Again, pretty good weight. And just a little too much grass, and it just didn't really turn. Now, let's see what Julia does with her last one. No, and she's down one. She's gonna switch over to the backhand, see if she can get to the shot bowl or tap her own. Think anything a couple feet over, but given this hand's kind of wider, she remembered to take enough grass here. No, she didn't. And she was a little short.
Yeah, the backhand going this direction is quite wide.
It's been that's been pretty consistent where it just seems like everything coming on that hand just really seems to be cutting. And Ann switched Ann over though because that got right in the line, I think, which she's probably not wrong. And she could just glide in the same shot that Julia was trying. Just needs to leave that one alone. Oh, well, we'll see if she gave it away. That's the big difference. You really don't want to, when you're holding, you don't want to be heavy and narrow. That was the danger with her switching hands. It's not like she wouldn't see it.
Oh, did she move the bowl, Scott? I can't tell from here.
We can't tell either.
Yeah, okay.
I've given it just one, so we'll know in a second. Patience, Melanie, patience.
Well, I just wondered if she had moved the bowl.
I figure whoever ends up with the jack will end up
Mm-hmm.
had the point because it's clear there's just one. Given that Julia's raking, I think Ann just touched it but didn't give it away. So one more for Nunes, and it's 2-1 after three. Just kind of trading jabs here. Early in this gold medal match, 2025 Southwest Open women's singles. Yeah, pretty nice day here at Laguna Woods, right around 70 degrees. We had a little bit of cloud cover for the first match, and then just started burn off at the end of that, and then it was gone by lunchtime, and now we just have a little bit of patchiness now. A beautiful day here at the Woods. Yeah, with a little bit of a yard short. Both these ladies are just just not quite on the A game yet with that first bowl. Outside of Ann's very, very first bowl of the match, the first bowls have been a little loose. But it's still early days, though. See if we're still saying that in four ends.
Oh, she's going to come up short, I think.
Yeah, Julia again getting hung up on this this
Yeah.
hand here, which is the one that just seems to just die. And we're going a little into the wind here. The wind is kind of in the player's face. It's not very strong though, not like it was a couple days ago when our tent here was lifting off the ground. And I think we were using it as a post, Mel. You were
that was
hold it down.
Yeah. Well,
There's Ann.
I'm a good tent holder.
Again, better, but still she's, a healthy 3.5 feet away from the jack and still a couple feet short. I wonder if Julia's thinking of going around. She switched over.
If you're using big bendy bend bowls, as I call mine, my grooves, my bendy bendies, it's really never an issue.
Look at this. That was a great shot.
Yeah, see.
Good bowl. Coming in cold on that hand. Um, we didn't see it too much in your game. It didn't seem like you were both playing kind of each hand equally. But in the morning game that we had, they were just going around the clock, nothing but backhands.
Ah.
Very rarely were they playing forehand.
Oh, what she got there?
Here's Ann under that one, but all the way through.
Wow.
Rink next door, I think, was crossing over, so Julia used her method to reset. Just kind of went back, put her bowl down, and picked up the
Yeah,
next.
because definitely when you're bowling that far into the other rink, as far as where your line is, staring somebody else down who's getting ready to deliver on that neighboring rink is a little disconcerting.
Yeah, good bowl by Julia, making it two. And it's a human nature. You do it when you first get started. And you see people there. You just think, oh well, do I wait? Do I bowl? And then a lot of people, it affects them. They bowl, and then they see that, then they end up coming, pulling their arm away from it. It's like, oh, nobody wants to hurt anybody out here. And trying to get all the information. It's going to stick with her forehand here. It's interesting. Wonder if she's going to try and come all the way around, try and tap on her own on the outside.
Wow, I don't
I'm
know.
not sure what she's going to
I
accomplish. It
think it
looks like it's
seems
a
like the
backhand play, personally.
yeah.
I mean, I know she's played this 3 times, but I think she should have switched over to the last one. Yeah, she must think it's going to bend and come all the way around.
Oh, she's not far off.
Yeah. Yeah, she had the road just a little bit through. And now Julie's got a chance to make it three, I think. And she doesn't have to do anything different than she hasn't already done her first two. Even a little inside half of that'll be enough. Just a little heavy.
Hard to say.
I'll make sure what the count is. So, and then we've got an update for the men. So in the men's, the championship match is between Scotty Marzoni, who defeated Charlie Herbert, and Grant Shear, who defeated Dre Breeden. So there's the two facing off in the championship, and I think that will be a first title for either one of them for the Southwest Open men's singles. So one is out already, and they're measuring these, which
Oh, this could be.
was it just two or three there, Mel?
I could not tell. Just got the word from Anne. It was 3 to Julia on that last eight.
Okay, that's what it looked like. The fact that she didn't pull that one out kind of threw me. So a big three for Julia. Somebody was due to land a haymaker, and it's Julia gets the first one to go up 4-2. She's get the jack all the way to the tee. And Julia's gonna. I think we're gonna probably see a steady diet of Julia playing this hand now. She's gonna get away from that kind of squirrely edge rink. Play in the middle here. She had 3 pretty good bowls on that last end. There were all the 3 counters came on this hand. It seems a little more even.
Oh, nice pull into the head.
Pretty
Wow.
good opener, yeah. For coming to the tee, being a yard short's not terrible. And Ann's going to follow it too. I wonder if that's if they're both going to do this now.
I think that bull on the rink next to her definitely put her off for a moment.
Oh yeah, Ann just waited. It's just
Yeah,
they
yeah.
in the rink next door. They delivered almost as she was about to deliver. So again, both these ladies is just reset.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
right behind.
Yeah, yeah, very nice.
Ann's not holding, but much better position. All right, Julia just wants the line very good. Just wants to add a yard. I think we're going to have an
Wow.
overcorrection here. Yeah, she's probably about 2 yards through. I'll get Steve to adjust the camera a little bit so you can see those bowls. And just needs to take a little weight off. There we go. Perfect, Steve. Well done. You the man. And
Oh,
again, this
she up?
both ladies with overcorrections.
Oh,
Julia's probably still holding the one. Not sure what's. Yeah. This is the kind of thing Janice wasn't doing the last game. It's like it just didn't affect her shot, so she didn't. She just went ahead and rolled. Julia likes to get all the information. You'll see her asking a lot more. A little short. Again, kind of the overcorrection. Just can't, like an ant hill. Like the old putt putt golf. Can't quite find the jack. See if Ann could do it this one. There's somewhere in between the Goldilocks again. It would be really good for her. Just sliding between these gray bowls and sitting right there. Yeah, nice bowl by Ann right there.
wow, very nice. Beautiful.
And tucked it behind those two bowls so it's not ripe for Julia to just kind of come through and rest it out. She's going to have to try and outdraw this, especially on that side with the. Oh, yeah. And Julia resetting because the ladies next door are kind of doing a measure and moving the rake. And
Yeah.
you can kind of see them in the picture there. They're really kind of in the draw line where they're standing. So that's the third place game next door. All right.
She's not holding back on the weight, and you can't on
I think
this.
she likes it. Just as you're going to, yeah, just a little too heavy. Just a little too heavy. Nice effort. All right. It's a free one for Ann now. Just got to get one within 2 feet here, and she get another point, and she could tie this match right back up. I really like to convert when you get a chance to make these free ones.
Please tell your producer that the next time I sit in, I would like to have a screen in front of my face so I can see what's going on. You know, drop down, kind of sort of like a. Oh, nice.
Yeah, another good ball by Ann. Probably made it in. Keep an eye on Julia. Yeah, she's giving her the two. Should just be the two.
All right.
All right. And with a good draw, she takes advantage of the free shot. The free throw, if you will, and ties it up 4-4 after 5. Playing to 18 for this 2025 Southwest Open Women's Singles Championship match. Both of these ladies lost one on the qualifying day yesterday, but have gone undefeated in their matches today. In order to make it to the championship, there were 24 ladies that started, and everybody that was 3-1 or higher made it into the championship flight. 2-2 is good for the third flight, and everybody else made it in the fourth flight. All right, Anne's sticking with her forehand, which is interesting. I was wondering if she was going to go backhand, but she's kind of going around the clock the opposite of what we saw in the first game. All those ladies were going backhand, backhand. She's going forehand, forehand. Julia, I think, is just going to stay on this green and go forehand up, backhand.
Oh, what a nice bowl. Wow.
Exceptional opener by Julia.
And it fell over for her.
Yeah, I think the sooner Anne switches over, I think the better off she's going to be to follow what Julia's doing. Otherwise, if she's going to keep going to this forehand and playing on this grass here, she's going to have to figure it out quickly. Yeah, see, it's good weight, but the line is off by a healthy 2 feet, 2.5 feet. Julia just wants the same thing, and definitely no shorter if she can help it.
Look at that. Beautiful
Yeah,
bowling.
another great bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Again, Anne's not deciding to switch. She's sticking with this forehand here. And she got the road that time, but just a little heavier. Yeah, see, there's an interesting case. Like Julia asked, make sure it's 2. And I know Janice earlier, no way she would ask. She would just gone. And that's a little far behind. Not quite sure if that made it in for 3. Hands on the side might be closer. All right, in for penny, in for pound. We're in here. Good effort here. Just going to slide by.
I'll cut it to 1, it looks like, from my angle.
Yeah,
Find out in a moment here.
hard to say. Julie's going to have a good look at it. 1 to measure, yeah. All right. Julia's going to keep coming on this hand. She just got to get inside. Even if she gets a little touch on the purple one, it'll be 3. Get the inside, and it's no real danger on playing this hand. She'd have to get real unlucky. But all right. So Julia will score again. Just a question of whether it's 1 or 2. Did you catch anything there, Mel?
You know, I did not. They're being very, very secretive with their information here.
Well, Anne's going to put it on the board, so we'll get a little cheat here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just 1 for Julia.
1 for Julia, right.
All right,
Thank you,
1
Anne.
more for WG. She goes up 5-4 after 6. We do actually still have a third flight semifinal match going on. That's breaking all longevity records. Heather Stewart and Alex Vandenboss is at 14-14, and they're still playing to 18. And they've been going for multiple hours now. And the winner gets Joan Robbins, who's been waiting for at least an hour, hour and a half. So. Well, interesting that Julia's trying. So no ladies won two in a row yet in this. They've been trading. There were six ends and each have won three, and nobody's won two in a row. And again, you see Julia playing this. That'll be forehand on the odd ends, and backhand on the even ends, staying on the same stretch of grass.
It's a good strategy. It really is.
Well, she's got the line. She hasn't missed the line by much. Then it's just kind of finding the weight.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Absolutely. It should be the same line up and back on the same side of the green.
yeah, I'm
Or the
wondering
ring.
if Anne's going to subscribe to that. She's really just been going around the clock and just doing forehand. And she's doing much better. And I think that's part of the reason why she's won every odd end, because she's been playing this stretch of grass for the most part. And here's another great opening bowl. Two great opening bowls by the ladies. And the trick here is not to overcorrect by Julia. And I think that's what she's done. Not an easy thing to do, to take a yard off when I almost wonder if she was better served just trying the same thing. The faster the greens, the harder it is to be precise with your weight adjustments. And again, Anne holding doesn't need to do anything but do it again.
Oh, nice ball by Anne.
Pretty good. Probably in there for two. Looks like that's a foot and a half, maybe 2 feet short. Julia just needs a bowl almost, again, Goldilocks. Too hot, too cold. Needs one just right.
I use that same analogy many times with my team.
She's too hot again. To the Papa Bear. All right, Anne looking to really put some pressure on Julia with another one in the head here. She's going to peg one up right after it. Is it going to drop in? Looks like it. That should be in for three. It's very drawable. I mean, there's a couple feet of room there. She's got some bowls that you can come into. I mean, Julia's got a drive, but it's just not really a drive head. She does have two behind, but with those bowls in front, she can't get to it cleanly that way. She's got a chance to, I mean, if she wants to be, I mean, it's the last bowl each. They get one bowl each. I mean, she could try and come through with weight, but she'd be probably better served just trying to get a draw and cut this down, or maybe get shot here. I don't know. What do you think, Mel?
Well, I think that the draw is usually the winning shot to make. Uh, but I will say that Julia has such an amazing draw, amazing overweight, that for her it's just a
This looks like a really good effort.
choice.
Just needs a little more pace. Just needs to get past this bull. Great shot. Knocked them both over.
So what can you see down there, Scott?
And it's hard to tell. I mean, even Anne's, getting the fingers out and trying to figure out who's holding.
It took me a while to learn that it is a draw game. I think most of us, when we first start and we're young and do a lot of overweights into the heads, trying to just do
Yeah.
anything we can, but it is a draw game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things that I try and teach my students is a lot of them. I mean, driving's fun.
Of
That's the thing.
course.
I think it's fun. it's not a winning strategy on the in the long run, but it's fun. So I
Mhm.
think that's why people do it. All right, and looking for a draw here to touch. I mean, we're not really sure. I mean, it could be a two or three-way measure, but a little touch on the jack, any jack motion, and that could get her three or four here. Really got to turn. It's really got to turn
Looked wide going down.
just a little high. She could afford to have a little jack movement. I mean, she didn't really need to be that afraid of it, but I have to watch closely and see if we can get a signal from either one of them. Okay, we're getting the tape out. You got to like this. And this measure brought to you by Aeroballs USA.
Same line every time.
Same line every time. Thank you, Aerobowls. Just one. So one for Ann. She wins another odd end to tie it at 5. And we'll go to the even end, number 8.
And we'll see if she's decided to switch over to the backhand side.
Yeah, that's what I'll be watching.
Coming back. Yeah, absolutely.
If she'll clue in with that. Sometimes you don't see the forest for the trees, and she might have just some plan. There, that pounding in my head has gone away now.
Ah,
They're doing a reconstruction on the pool here at Laguna Woods, which is right behind us. So they're doing a resurfacing, as it's been a jackhammer pretty much all day. They took a break for lunch, but that's been it. And they just now turned off the compressor. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my life without it. All right, Anne, as we were kind of just speculating, she has had enough. She's going to the backhand here.
yeah.
She's won every single odd end when she's favored this hand. Now let's see how this goes for her.
Just a little short.
Yeah.
Not too bad though, but beautiful line.
Yeah, and if anything, it's kind of in the draw line, or Julia's making her think, and now Julia's going to have to play this overhand. Let's see if she plays it right or if she comes short and narrow, which seems to be the trend with the first bowl in this hand, especially since she hasn't played it in a while.
It looks narrow to me already, but I am not sitting in a position to see it that well. And
Yeah,
what do
pretty
I
good.
know?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Still a healthy yard, 4 feet short.
And switching hands. I'm so surprised.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she wants to get wrecked. You can't really promote those very accurately, so I think she's just going for the clean draw. Again, I think the ladies, from what we've seen so far, having about 90% of the bulls on the other hand
Oh,
would be
look at
good.
that.
But then every once in a while, and then because Ann's played a few times and she was just kind of figuring it out. But we'll see if Julie can match her here. Just got to make sure you're just positive through. It's a great effort here. Really unlucky. That's a great bull, though. A jacker bull, and she goes right between the two. She could have even been narrow on her own and would have helped the cause. Again, just wants to do the same thing. She could afford another foot or two, either to touch on her own or kind of get around behind it. Prefer not to be short. Yeah, there's that short, narrow one.
Wow. Really?
It's just like I don't know what it is. Like you got to be down and through with that hand.
Mm-hmm.
I've just seen too many today playing that hand and just kind of just watching it. Julie's going to do it too. Like it just take a little off and or something happens and
It is just it's very,
just
very difficult hand.
dives and just hooks. And when it gets across the center line, then goodbye.
And Anne is still going to stick with it. I'm so surprised.
All right, Ann's still holding one. She took a lot of grass this time. Let's see if it comes all the way around behind. Probably not too bad of an idea to make it all the way down. She got best back out of that. Never a bad idea with Julia on, especially when she could got a chance to have a clean drag for 2.
That's a very good point, Scott.
And Ann didn't have anything behind the head, so and that's a recipe for disaster with Julia. She learned that the hard way in the pairs.
Not sure what's going on, but something has distracted Julia,
Somebody might have been walking behind.
which is going to be a topic of another of my next or one of the future stumpers.
Yeah, being in the tent, I can't really see, so I don't know if people are walking behind or what it is that's might be throwing her off. Now it's away. This looks like a pretty good road.
Yes, it does.
She's got a pretty good pace here. This looks really good. Oh, again. Again through the hole. Really great bowls. There were two great. She even took the weight off and it still went through.
Mm-hmm.
So one for Ann. She becomes the first one in this match to win 2 ends in a row. And she'll take a 6-5 lead, extra 8. Going to 18 points, and she's a third of the way there.
And our sidekick, Joan Robbins, is still here waiting for the match between Alexis Vandenbos and Heather Stewart.
Or are they still looking at the head?
They're still bowling.
Because I don't see anything going on in that rink. That's on the furthest, on the screen, but on the furthest rink on the screen.
Well, apparently Heather Stewart won her match.
Okay, well, good for Heather. Hopefully she's got something left for the final. Heather just came by. Take a nap.
Heather, a longtime bowler on Team USA, amazing woman.
Former.
Nurse extraordinaire in the operating room.
Yep. Moved into semi-retirement, recently into retirement, and member of the, I think, a 2010 inductee into the Bowls USA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's been back there a while. She was on Team USA for many years. President of Bowls USA for 4 years. Just a great gal all around.
Nice opener by Ann there. Maybe 2 feet behind. Position A. No, I don't think Julia's going to get there.
Mm-mm. It's easy to do, folks.
Now,
If you're watching this,
this is interesting. Now, let's see. I mean, really, the jack length hasn't been playing much into it. I'm just going to send Ann over to the other hand, which I don't know if she's played. Again, she's been favoring her forehand, so this is another backhand here. Again, you just really got to be up and through on this. Really nice. No problem.
wow,
No
beautiful
problem at all.
ball.
And again, you see even the value again of that first bowl of hers that's just behind. And set it up nicely versus Julia's kind of blank with her first one.
She put a little weight on this one.
She might be just trying to jack her bowl shot, and she's not far away. Bowl right on the jack. Great shot. Great shot there by Julia. That's kind of one of the dangers if you put a bowl that close to the jack with players this quality. You're just making it a bigger target for them. And probably, I mean, she's got 2 seconds. In good position. She just wants any kind of action on the shot ball. I think she's going down to take a look to see how far away she is. And she wasn't going to be short there. It's not going to pay anything for her. Now she's got 3 behind, so again, she's trying to get Jack moving. I can see Julia trying to draw to the second shot, the bull right behind the Jack of Vans. That should be a pretty good target, I would think. Staying away
It's
from the
gonna be
head.
short.
Yeah, I don't think she necessarily wanted to cross over here.
Absolutely didn't.
Because and the upside is she didn't hit, but the problem is now she's given Anne a little winger. Again, it just, I mean, I don't think she was trying for a block. The position would be to be behind to get into that triangle of Anne's, say, or get into that bull there. So she's got 3 short bulls technically. So all Anne's got to do is touch on that shot bull and spring the Jack. I don't see that bull going in. That bull moving on its own. I think with that Jack being that close, any movement on the bull is going to hit that Jack back. And even could ricochet off that bull and go into the triangle of hers. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely a little more pace on this one. Definitely trying to hit the bull. Yeah, just between them. But you could also see at the angle, if you could visualize it, if she would have hit that front bull, it would have redirected and probably achieved the same result. But she was not shy on that one. Julie here is probably just looking to see whether she's got 1 or 2. Because I could see if it's 1, then it might pull the forehand in. If it's 1, then she might want to try the forehand because I think that the bull and the Jack are kind of protected a little bit. And all she got to do is run into that front bull of hers to try and push it in for shot. But it might be just go to the back because that backhand is just a little squirrely. And she's already came across when she had no business doing it. So she's going to try the backhand and just probably take plenty of grass here. Yeah, very good. Well executed, well planned, well thought out, well executed right there. No danger at all with that shot. That was really well done. So it looks like 2 to me. Might be 3, but I don't know. Again, the angles are a little weird with our cameras. All right, and taking 2 out. Yay. Well, if there's a measure, then it's brought to you by Arrow Bowls USA. Thank you, Arrow Bowls. 2. All right, so they leapfrog again. And Julia wins her first odd end. Now 7-6 Gallo over Nunes. Battle we've had over the last few years, and I would argue will happen for years to come.
That's the beauty of the game of bowls for anyone watching who hasn't seen the game before is you can play this game for your whole life at a high level.
Just got the word that Julia Gallo's parents in Italy are watching this match.
That is so sweet, isn't it? That's just wonderful. We met her parents when they came to the U.S. Open. They there?
Well, I didn't meet them. You have a wonderful daughter.
Yes, you do.
She's a smart lady with a big heart. All right. Julia, her first. And it comes. And again, she's opted to go a little long. She pulled the mat up and gone a little longer. I think it looks like a yard, yeah, about a yard short of the tee. And then she's about a yard short with this one. Well, Anne's back to the forehand, but reasonably so with Julia's kind of maybe not necessarily the draw line, but it's close. And Ann doesn't seem to have a lot of qualms about playing this forehand.
Very nice.
Yeah, Jack Eye. She's just not as tight with the line on that hand, though, I will say. Her weight's spot on. There's Julia. Just wants to try and get through that. Yeah, nice shot there.
Yep.
Very nicely done. Let's see what Ann's going to do here. That bull being in front. I think she's looking to see whether it's in the road or not, or if where in the road it is really. So I could see her playing like a jack or bull shot, similar to what we saw Julia trying, and just trying to either hit the jack or hit that ball and roll it through. She could also chip her own on the outside and have it come in. And she had the weight, it just kind of just a little high. Just wanted to finish it a little bit further on the other side to have that action. All right, here's Julia. Wouldn't hurt her to have a little more weight. Yeah, she did. I don't.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, it's probably a measure between those two bulls. Hand's going to switch over here. Probably a good idea. She doesn't really have. She could easily knock that gray one in, so she's opting to go around and either follow Julia's line and go under that gray bull. She could get a draw on the outside, but she's going to go under.
Oh, what a bull.
Shot for
What
three.
a bull.
For three. That's a great shot there. And she did have a lot of options. She really just, her main thing was not to hit that front ball. If anything under it was going to be good for her. You just come underneath, hit the jack like she did. She also could have come across and hit the shot ball and sit with that weight and would have got shot that way. But that's the A plus result is what you got. And now it's holding three and it's putting Julia to the test here. Julia's going to go backhand. I think she's going to try and find those two purple balls and try and rest, but come between the grays and come to the two purples. That should be the target. Ideally, hitting the shot ball, but even cutting it down to one would be good. And she got a little.
She found her own in front. She won't be happy with that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And now Ann's got a freebie to make it four, get the full handful. Should be huge at this stage of the game. And she's got to play that forehand. There's no way she's coming on the backhand. No way. She's playing the backhand here. She's going to play that forehand. She's got all kinds of room. Anything within a yard gets her four. Nice and high. I think I'd like to see this finish outside of the jack. And not that the jack movement will hurt her, but she just really doesn't want to come cross head and hit either one of those gray bulls in front. Safety. I think she thought three is enough here. So three for Ann. She goes up 9-7. Again, there really wasn't a lot of danger as long as she, when you never know when you're going to wish you have one of those back. And if you get a free draw, it's rare to get a free draw on either one of these ladies. So if you get the opportunity, you really should try and do it. But that third bowl of Ann's was an absolute stunner. It's 9-7, 10 ends played. And Ann is halfway to the title goal of 18 points. And it should be going forehand here. It should be going pretty much all day, and especially on this side. So when they do club tournaments, being over in Australia, and they play singles, what do they play to? 31.
Oh my gosh.
I've watched them play 31. They'll only do one a day. But when they're doing like a club against club and like the singles players are playing against each other, they'll play to 31 points.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Great A start by Ann Nunes. Dead center, right behind the jack. Really putting the pressure on. Yeah, Julia's just, you're just starting to see it. And just that first bowl is just an absolute killer. If you can just, when you control the mat and you control your length, then you could get your first bowl in, then it just really puts a lot of pressure. Usually whoever gets there first ends up winning. At the very least, you're putting a lot of pressure on your opponent. That goes for anything, whether it's singles or fours or what have you. Anyone just wants to do it again. Yeah. And very good there. Didn't want to be any shorter. And she just puts it adds another foot and a half to the first one. I don't think Julia will miss twice. Very nice here. Very nice here. Nice recovery. Yep, I would expect no less. It's well done. And took shot out of it.
Wow. Yeah, I can't. Well, you have the benefit of the screen to see. I can't tell from down here because Anne definitely looks closer from where I'm sitting. But so you must be more jack level.
Well, Julia's just behind the jack with her weight.
Mhm.
So, well, as Anne's maybe a foot and a half. Just wants to come under the gray here. Just under it, wishing it in. Oh, well done. And again, also, Anne's got all the position, everything on that side. I mean, Julia could say, well, she could come jack or bull, fall in that hand, but she's got no position if she hits the jack. Again, that first blank that's short, it's just a crusher. She'd be better off if it was 2 yards behind and missed that way. She'd have much better opportunities. I think she's just going to, oh, wow, she just uncorked it. I don't know about that one. I mean, Ishio's only one down. Oh. All right, Anne just wanted to do the same kind of thing. I guess I could see she wanted to try and change the head around with the third one and then try and draw with the fourth. There's Anne. She could get a drag. That would be another big number if she could do it. Not far away. Oh, just another great bull. Then it fell over. And actually, I think helped Julia. Instead of being three, now it's two. But man, it's framed there. And again, here, if Julia would have just kind of drawn through the head and been a couple yards through, then at least she'd have a back ball that she could make use of. Because she drove, she's got nothing.
So Julia just informed me, because I saw her look over here, that she can hear everything we're saying. So I am going to leave my position here. Thank you for having me join you again. I do not want to be a reason for anyone to be annoyed in their game.
Okay.
Adieu to everybody. Read the ump stumper. Gary, I know I still owe you money for that little promo. And thank you so much for broadcasting our games. Really appreciate it. Bye bye.
All right. Thanks, Mo. All right. Well, so Ann gets two there to go up 11-7 after 11 ends. All right. And with a good first bowl, Julia's not bad. At least she's behind. And so really not really concerned about this hand, so she's sticking with the forehand here. Yeah, probably a little shorter than she'd like. All right, Julie had a pretty good row. Just needs to take a little weight off. Maybe 2 yards through. That's a nice pull there. That's really nice. Very good. Very well done. And switching over to the backhand. All right. Well, and a little short there. I think she would have been better served to be, like a yard up. Julia's going to go on the forehand. And just a little short and narrow there, which again, we've seen a lot of on that hand. And Ann needs to add a little pace, wants to kind of push her own up. Yeah, that was the right. I think that was the right pace. Looked like the right shot. It just kind of floated around. She was trying to either come around that bowl to hit the jack or push her own in, get it closer. Julie's got an opportunity to get a second here. Curious which hand she's going to play out. She's going to go into this forehand. All right, take the grass. You can even use that little purple bowl to come on in. Nice draw there. Is it going to hang out? Well, she's jack high. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how many it is. Julie's definitely scoring here, though. And Julie wants to get a look, but Ann's willing to give her two. All right. Let's say it's two. Looks like they're satisfied with that. So Julie will cut into the lead, make it 11-9 after 12 ends. Let's see. Julia's kind of sticking with this distance with at least the mat. She's got a little further all the way to the tee this time. And a good road again, just a little short. See if Van makes it all the way. It looks pretty good here. And better, just she's short too. About 4 feet. Julie's 2 yards. She's gonna switch over. And you really gotta make sure you're down and through this here. Nice bull there. That's well done. And needs to add this yard plus. Great bull by Ann. Nice response. Wow, that was great. And took shot. I think Julia's just going to try and play the same backhand here. Just kind of play through her own bowl. See if she could bump it up or maybe get all the way around to the shot bowl. And you can see the pressing weight she had. She just came a little narrow. It's a hell of a draw by Ann, their second. Just through. No, Julia gave it another go and just missed. Again, I think that looked like the proper play, was to kind of play with a little pace here. Ann was wise to kind of just make sure she was through, put one behind. Now she's just going to look for another draw here. Yeah, a little short. So, but it'll be one more for Ann. She'll go up 12-9. This match to 18 for the Southwest Open Women's Singles Championship. It's back to kind of trading. And Ann had that nice drag for 3. And kind of a couple yards short here from, probably about 3 yards short. Mat up just a bit. So again, kind of this medium length, medium long length here. Great bull here by Ann. Yeah, she, as tricky as that hand been, she just seems to have very little problem. She's been playing it Julia's just going to go right to the backhand and try a jack or bull shot. It's kind of a big target now, so Ann really be well served to just kind of play through and bowl, finish behind. Even if she'd rather her move it with kind of just like a slight draw weight as opposed to having Julia being able to take a free stab at it. Yeah, short is not exactly what you want here. Julia could just keep taking a free swing. Just I think she might want a little more, just a small adjustment on her last one. You can see she added the pace. I mean, she's kind of range finding there. You can see it's just kind of ripe for the picking. And thinks she's in her own way, I believe. So she's going to go play the backhand here. I think she really just wants to either finish behind or tuck that jack behind. And she's come up short again. I don't know. I don't think she's trying to block. As she's really in a lot of trouble if Julia can move this jack. Yeah, Julia's coming with some weight this time on the forehand. Ah, just missed. Again, this emphasizing why Ann needs to get something behind here. I mean, Ann's probably not even going to mess around. She's probably just going to draw the tee after seeing Julia just become with pretty firm there. And it's kind of matched, a little shy of the best back there. Julia's just one down, so this looks really good here. Right on the button. Great shot. Great shot there. I wonder if she I think she got two out of it. Yeah, they're looking to see how close the second one is. Yeah, two it is. Great shot by Julia. Cuts the lead to 12-11. Playing to 18 in this gold medal match. Julia going all the way, pretty nearly close to the tee. Yeah, reasonably good opener. A little off her line, maybe a couple feet behind. And has been playing this forehand really pretty well. Just how we'll go with this length. And she's going to make it all the way. Yeah, a little short there. Nice adjustment by Julia. Really good. Just drawing the tee there. Great ball. And has got to finish the stroke. And don't want to get hung up on her own. Okay, she's around it. Oh, this looks like a good shot. She's going to go through. Oh, still a good second, but still a good second. At least that's happened to both ladies now. I think Julia's going to get a little wrecked there. Kind of has a little NV, or if anything, a little nuisance value. I don't know if Anne can get to the shot ball now. She should be able to get to the shot ball, but I don't know. It's really, it's almost like it's got to die there, I think. Let's see how it goes. She's still sticking with that hand. I don't think she's going to go between, is she? I don't think this is up. Yeah, I think a little short, obviously clearly narrow. And Julie's, yeah, she's switching over to the backhand. I think what she was thinking about anyways, but now Anne's got that one in the way, so I think her better serve would be come all the way around to get to the second shot in the back. Yeah, that was the target bowl. Is it going to fall in? That's well done. Another great ball by Julia. Good shot by Double G. 2 down. What's Ann going to do? Try and thread the needle between those two bowls, come around them. She's definitely going forehand. She was narrow on the last one and hit that front gray bowl. Yeah, just kind of tried to go firm but hung it out a little bit. So Julia gets 2 there and wins 2 in a row. And goes up 13-12 after 15 ends. Ladies have really been trading. It's, I think, Ann's won 2 in a row twice. Julia's done it now. That's her first time winning 2 ends in a row. So the 15 ends we've played, Ann's won 8, Julia's won 7. But almost every, a lot of 2s for Julia. The last 4 ends she's won have all been 2s. All right, Julia's sticking with. She's been pretty consistent about playing this grass, just playing backhand this way, forehand the way up, and she played it pretty well. And off to a pretty good opener here. Yeah, another great shot. Great opener there. Nice ball. Yeah, a foot behind. Well, Ann, on the other hand, has been favoring forehand all the way around. Well, this hand's been a little tricky. She seems to have solved the puzzle somewhat. And this needs to come all the way down here. Oh, yeah. If anything, the line's been a little, I mean, her pace is very good, but her line's been a little squirrely when she's gone that way. Julie doesn't want to do anything different. Another one just like it would be great. Oh, she's even going to touch the jack and drag it a little bit. That'd have been a little heavier and narrower than she wanted, but it was in pretty good position where it was. I don't know if she'd be super thrilled with that. I mean, yeah, you get a touch her, but she's actually opened it up a little bit and given Anna good chance to come at it better than it was. So. All right, so Ann wants to take plenty of grass to get out there to adjust for the jack movement that's been done. Pretty good way, just creeping your screen. Probably cut it to 1 there. Weight's perfect. Yeah, one in a measure according to Julie. I would think it's just 1 myself. Julie's gonna follow Ann. Can you really need to finish this hand here? Pretty good bowl. God, that's well done. 3 exceptional bowls by Double G here. Right, Dan, definitely down 2 here. It's the up and into it and trying to probably jack her bowl here. Well, it's coming across. Hopefully she needs to get bailed out by hitting that other bowl and having it stop. Just floats outside. I'm pretty sure Julie's got 2. 1 more each. And it's kind of a flat head, so to speak. There's nothing really in front, very accessible to get to. Maybe well served to kind of have a little motion or get something behind. Touching her own would be pretty good. This is okay. It's a nice little catcher position here. What's Ann going to do? She doesn't have anything behind the jack. So coming with weight's not going to help her too much. But she's had pretty good weight on all her draws. And sticking with this forehand, ideally she'd want to come to the inside half of the shot bowl. That would be a pretty good line for her. And actually hit the bowl. Well, she came through firmly, turned it over. I think she cut it to 1, but we'll see if it actually is 1. Yeah, it's 1 for Julia. It's going up 14 to 12. Now she's hit that magic number that any end can be the last one. And she's won 3 in a row, 4 out of the last 5. So after Ann went up 11 to 7, Julia's outscored her 7 to 1 since. And Julia's sticking with the same mat position, like you see good leads and singles players too. Just trying to do the same thing, putting the mat down in the same spot, trying to roll the jack to the same spot. And she's been pretty wanting to kind of get to that tee. She's been, kind of within a mat length of it. So this time she put it past, which gets reset on the tee. All right, doing a little heavy with this one. And drew it all the way into the ditch there, unfortunately. Lan's got to really try and take advantage of this. She's been getting kind of short with her first bowls, and it's been hurting her. And I mean, she's holding, but that's not particularly close, and it's short again. And Julia's just barely crept in, so being on the tee 2 yards off should be about right. Yeah, good. That's enough, but still probably a couple feet short. Still some more correcting to do. Okay, here's Ann. The weight's good. This looks really good. This looks like a great effort, great adjustment by Ann here. Retaking the shot, maybe a foot short at most. And Julia's going to cross over, come backhand. A little firm with it. It's going to miss narrow here. I think she's worried about, she doesn't want to hit Ann in, which might be on the draw line. So she was trying to kind of inside out it and trying to either hit jack or bull shot, but a firm jack or bull shot under that purple. Ann really wants to probably add a couple feet, finish behind. If she happens to hit her own, oh well, that'll be good for her too. Yeah, this is really well done here. Second shot gets one behind. I don't know if Julie's going to try that again. Yeah, I don't think she's going to stab again. She's going to try and draw here. There's room to draw between the two. It'd be a hell of a draw, but it's doable. Probably doesn't look so good from the mat. Kind of one of those visually tasky ones, but it's definitely there. She's going to touch that bull of hands would be pretty good. Oh, that's a great shot. Great shot. At the very least, she cut it to one. We'll see if she actually took a shot. Yep. She got it to one. Great bowl, though, by Double G. I think Ann probably wants to. It's pretty safe to come this hand. She's holding one, so she just wants to touch on her own bowl or ideally float it around to kind of just get underneath Julia's. This looks kind of narrow. Weight was pretty good. Didn't quite make it around. So one for Ann, who gets on the board after dropping three in a row. Cuts it to 14-13. Gallo over Nunes 14-13 after 17 ends, but we're playing to 18 points. Let's see, Van's gonna. I mean, neither one of these ladies is really deviating from mat position or length. In fact, they're almost, playing, and it's the exact same. Ann's just been a couple yards shorter, while as Julia's been kind of going to the tee directly. So, well, I expected this was going to be a close one, and it's lived up to the billing so far. Ann's first one. She's going to make it all the way. Pretty good opener. Maybe 2 feet short. Julia coming that other hand. Oh, is it going to come across the head? That's unlucky. Knocked Ann the extra foot and a half that she needed to get right to the jack. They're being pretty close. I think you'd like to see Ann finish around behind, because it's going to be hard. I mean, it's possible that that bull moves without the jack, but unlikely. More likely the jack's going to push back. So you really don't want to be short with this one. Drawing the tee would be pretty good, and she's right there next to it. Well, Julia's looking for the separation. She's going to keep playing on this backhand here. Just trying to get a little action. She had a pretty solid second, so something similar actually to her last ball. Just trying to get a little piece of the head. Just kind of finish behind and ends up being best back. Okay, Ann was right about T weight. Now she's going to try probably to come right between the two, I would think. Let's try and get a second shot here. Yeah, really well done. Great control there. It's going to fall in for shot. It's setting up. I don't know if she made it. It's close for a second. All right, Julia again, trying to kind of stab at this a little bit, see if she can get a piece. And just kind of floating around again. You can see with the weight she wants. She just kind of missed her line. Trying to get a little action on that bowl and push it out. Julie's looking to see if it actually is two. Yeah, she says it's two. All right. And probably just wants something very similar to what she just did. And I think she's done that. Is it going to make it all the way? Really jack high. It's hard to tell. I think she has. Looks like it could be three. So, okay, probably three. If Julia loses her, I mean, she's got 2/4. So even if she loses her front bowl, doesn't really hurt her. She does have best back and doesn't have a toucher. I could see a world where Julia comes with weight. She's coming on her forehand. I think she's just going to try and draw in the gap between the two purples here. Just see if she can cut it down to one or maybe even take shot. A little unlucky, right through everything. Yeah. I mean, decent to have weight to come through, but with all the little gap there, it was, it's a option to. So you get a chance to see if it was three or two. Did you say it was three for sure? Okay. Big end for Ann there, especially at this time of the game. Julie with a good effort, just didn't make it. So both ladies, any end could be the last end. 16-14, and two away. Julia four away. The women's singles title here at the 2025 Southwest Open. Again, I really haven't seen much because they've been trading. I just really haven't seen much with regards to the jack positioning. But Ann's going a little shorter this time, significantly shorter than what she has. So this is kind of the first deviation we've seen in some time from them playing to the tee. So, and Ann's going to play this forehand. She's been killing the odd hands. She's won almost all of them. I think just two of the 9 odd ends she's lost. Pretty good opener there. Great weight. Yeah, great weight there. Joe's going to follow her down, see who can get there first. And just kind of hung that out a bit. Hand's got good weight, just touch grass. Yeah, she got the line, just kind of cut a little weight, but she's holding 2 now. The magic number for her. It's like a better stroke here by Julia. This looks really good. Really good here. Is it going to sit? Is it going to fall? Oh, man. I don't know if she's holding it or not. Can't quite tell. Hard from the angles. It's a pretty good bowl, though. Hand's going to stick with the same hand. She doesn't have a catcher, so that is interesting. I wonder if she'd want to switch over, but she's been playing this hand consistently and well. She's going to make it to the jack here. Not far away. Well done. Definitely holding 1 now. Or I think it's just 1. Julie's going to switch over, and I think she's going to try like a jack or bull shot. She probably doesn't want to be heavy because she doesn't want to lose her own. But if she could hit the jack and carry it, or hit the inside of that bowl and kind of push it out and sit for 2, either one of those would be a great result. And she is not far away. Oh man. Great shot. Unlucky. Anne's taking a look to see if she's holding, but it sure looks like she is. I think Anne probably will play this. She could play the same hand. Anne's going to go on the forehand after all. Try and see if she can go around. Looks like she kind of aimed that one. Didn't look like not a good stroke from her. I don't think it's going to get there. Yeah, it almost like just didn't come out of her hand very smoothly. Like she hung on to it too long or something. It just wasn't a good stroke. Julia's having a look. I'm pretty sure she's 1 down. Not a lot of danger to go 2 down. I think she might be looking to see if she can. Can you pan the camera over to the left, Steve? Just about 2 or 3 feet. Yeah, there, perfect. So I think this is what Julia's thinking. She could win the match right here, right now. It might be what she's thinking. So you saw where she was kind of standing with her foot there. If she can play on the backhand, come across the head, pick up the jack, and drag it, it could finish in a spot to get her 4. And that would be the match. She was at least thinking about it. Yeah, she's playing that hand. And even if she manages to hit Anne's and knock it through, then it could be 1 or 2 or so. But I think she might be thinking winning it here. She really usually cuts hard here. It just will ricochet and rocked right in for shot. So she didn't get the big number, but she did get 1 here. Pretty sure, anyways. It's a good bowl. Yeah, so one for Julia. Good bull by WG. So it's Nunes 16, Gallo 15, playing 18 ends. And we'll start our 20th end of the match. Again, Julia consistently pulling that mat up. And she's been putting that jack to the tee. I don't see any reason that she would change it. Yep. So rolling the jack just past the tee, so it comes to the tee. She's been very consistent about that. All right. A lot of this is going to ride on whoever can get a first ball in there and start putting the pressure on the opponent here. Pretty good opener. Just a hair narrow, but great weight and a great ball there by WG. Well done. Man's going to stick with her forehand. Proper play with that bull being right behind and see if she can come to the bull or the jack. She wants to make sure she's through. She's had kind of a few too many short bowls. I think she probably would like. And that's been the standard on this hand. There's been a tendency to do this, but really hooks and comes up short. There's a couple of yards short there. If you could just slip that front. Yeah, no problem there. It's a little steamy, though. I don't know if it's going to stay up. Yeah, it went in the ditch. A little heavier than she wanted, obviously. I mean, you could see her wanting to be behind, but just a bit too much. Again, with the Ann trying to do the jacker bull kind of shot nice and firm, and Julie wants to be behind, trying to have a catcher there. Well, I think Ann's done it again, the same thing. Just short and narrow. If anything, it's gotten in Julia's way, so Julia's crossing over going to the forehand. Again, just a few too many short balls by Ann. And Julia's coming in pretty nice, finishing right behind. Yeah, probably in the count for two, I think. And really needs to get in, get on the ball, get one in here. Two blanks is no bueno right now. Yeah. And she's managed to drift it behind Julia's. Yeah, a little more, Steve. Yeah, that's probably good there. You could just make out Ann's ball on the bottom of the screen. All right, Julia looking to add her third to this count. If she can finish in between the two bulls there, oh, yeah, that should be enough. Well, it's pretty sure that that's the three she needs to win the title. So Ann really needs to cut it down. Ann does have best back, but I don't think she's thinking about trying to take that jack to the ditch. I think she's just thinking of just trying to draw a shot or at least cut it down to one or two. Live to fight another day, but she's got to find her distance. She's been very loose with this end. Big pressure pull here. It's like a better effort. Gonna have to hit something. Oh, it just shaves the jack, but that doesn't help her. I think it might be three, and it might be shaking hands here. Let's see. Yeah, great end by Julia. Three for her. She wins at 18 to 16. It was all we thought it was going to be. What a great match. Great bowling by both ladies, but that last stand is just really, really solid by Julia. She played it really well. So Julia wins the title, wins the pairs and the singles, and bowler of the tournament for the women. Wow, that was a hell of a match. So Julia Gallo wins at 18-16 over Ann Nunes to capture the 2025 Southwest Open singles. Thank you again to Arrow Bowls for your sponsorship. Thank you to Steve Narmontes on the camera, Gary Barnes, the technical expertise in producing. We also had a nice setup from Sheila Conti, Gary Hiltun, and Joe Narmontes. I've been Scott Roberts. Our next broadcast will be the finals of the playdowns in about 2 months. So thank you all for watching, and we will catch you in a couple months. Thank you again. Bye-bye.